Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Access. What I'm going to look at in this session is the next part of the service database series. So we left it last time looking at a couple of reports. If I show you this one, so this is a custom report, and I talked about using concatenation to make this look a little bit better. To get rid of that one, customer report. Again, these fields are concatenated, not concatenated, are truncated, and you would have to spend some serious time sorting this out to get this to sit right, and it's not time I would be prepared to use. So what I want to do is create or show you how to do concatenation first off. So the first place I'm going to do it is in a query. So if I just go into this query, into design view, have a look what we've got here. So we've got these two tables, and we've got all the fields from both tables, and then we're querying it on the invoice number, which is a parameter query there. Now you could create a concatenation in a query. You just need to create a space. In fact, I'll just do Shift F2 to zoom up. So I'll call this, just to give you an example, heading, and then do a colon. And then what you need to concatenate, you need to use the fields that you want. So let's say I want customer name, so square bracket, customer name, square bracket. Now to concatenate, you need to use the and sign. So now I need to use the and sign because I want a space, and the space is indicated with these little quotes, a space, quote, and then another and sign. So I call them glue points rather than and sign. And then you're gluing that to another field. So in this case, I'll just go for address so you can see it. So square bracket, address, close square bracket, spell address right. And then that's all I want to do. Then obviously you can keep going on and on and on, but if I click OK to that and then just run this query, invoice number 1, the concatenated field should be at the end. So you've got the name and then the address with the spaces. So that's what that's doing. Now if I go back into design, so I could create a query from scratch with that information, and then that would all either grow or shrink depending on how much information is in there. So that's how you do concatenation in a query. But in a report, I won't save that query. You do it like this. If I create a new report based on this query, so create report design, get the property sheet up so I can ready to look at a query service details. So now if I go for fields, there's all the fields that's available, and then I do exactly the same. Now you can bring these fields on, so I could go for customer ID or invoice or service ID, whichever one I want to do at the top. But I just want to show you how to do concatenation really in this little session. Making this look nice is something that you would spend a lot of time doing, which I don't want to do in this video. But what you need is an A, B box from this design tab and controls. So I'll just get myself one of those. Getting rid of the label, don't need the label for this. And you can get rid of all the lines and things like that later on. You do need to make this box fairly big, because if you've got it like that and the formula gets truncated and you've made a mistake, it's quite difficult to see where you've made that mistake. So make it bigger than perhaps what you need, and then the same process applies. You type equals, and then the first field I want in this case is customer name. So I will go square bracket, customer name, close square bracket, glue point, little and sign, spelled customer name wrong, that won't help, your little quotes with a space and then another and sign, and then you want address. Now this time I want the rest of the address, so city, county and postcode I want. So Now I want this to come down onto a second line, so you've got to use your control key and press enter. That'll bring it down, but I still need an and sign, and then I want a space, and then you're going to have to go back up and have a quick look at see how this sits. I want another and sign, and then I want city, so I'll just do city and then I'll have a look. So that looks okay. Have a look at the view, invoice number 1. Okay, so it hasn't come down, so let's go back into design and play around with that a little bit. So if I go in between the quotes and do control and enter, so it does come down like that. Try that again. Invoice number 1. Now it's come down, so that's where you've got to do the control and enter between the quotes. Go back into design. So city leads, then after that I need an and sign and then a quote, and then I can do control and enter and then do the other quote and then the and sign. In fact, did I do a space there? Do a space there. And sign. Now I want county, which is in square brackets. County square brackets. And then I do an and sign. Quote space. Control enter quote. And postcode. We need that and sign there, not a 7. And sign. And the last bit is going to be postcode, and then that's all I'll do for this session. Let's have a quick look. Close that. Now again, you have a look and see if you need to fix anything. Invoice number 1. That's okay. Now really, you could probably bring that address down. I will do that actually. Go back in there. This one, get your mouse in between those two. Do control enter, bring that down. Have a look. Invoice 1. Yep. So you've got your customer name. We haven't got a title in this database. I don't think we have we? No, we haven't. So normally you would have a title, so you would better see that. But in this database, we haven't got the title. But now, the way this is looking, with concatenation in the report, it's all nice and neat. Remember, if I go into the invoice that we previously did, you can see it's all sitting like that and in boxes. So it's totally up to you. You can still create it like this and hide the boxes maybe. This invoice is not too bad, but the customer one is the one it's got this sort of stuff where things have been truncated and you can't see it, and these are all banging into each other. They're just the labels, but you'd need to sort that out. So concatenation is what I would always do to make the reports nice and tidy. But that's all I want to cover in this little session. So in the next session, we'll hopefully have tidied these up and got them working properly, and then we'll look at doing some more analysis, some graphs and some queries to analyze how much we've made over a period of time. But that's it for now, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.